Coming of Age is coming up next. I'm your host, Josh Newby. First, today we'll discuss that most famous of New Year's resolutions, weight loss. Then, a couple ways you can improve the lives of others, too, this holiday season by making a senior smile. Finally, we're talking the ins and outs of assisted living and nursing home care. Stay with us. Coming of Age starts right now. As we age, staying active in life and involved in the community can become a challenge. But with Council on Aging of West Florida's range of home-based services, you remain healthy, independent, and engaged. From Meals on Wheels and respite care to senior dining sites and the retreat, you'll feel empowered to regain your freedom while retaining what makes you, you. We've been in the community for nearly 50 years, advocating for elders and supporting those who care for our parents and grandparents. We were there when your father's health began declining, when your mother needed companionship during the day. And guess what? We'll be there down the road when you need those services too. Now, join with us as we talk together about the aging issues that matter to you. A new year brings us a time of reflection on the past year and thoughts of change as we head into 2022. The most common New Year resolutions are exercising more and losing weight. While this is a top goal for many people, there are a lot of fad diets and lose weight quick programs out there. Here to talk to us about losing weight the healthy way is Christy Wynn, a family medicine physician with the Baptist Medical Group. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
It's hard to believe, of course, that 2022 is upon us. I know a lot of people have struggled in the past year. What should someone do if their New Year's resolution is to lose weight?
Well, I think that's a really important thing to consider, especially when obesity is associated with a lot of different health risks. A lot of what we see in family medicine definitely comes from that, with things like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, blood pressure, and so it's important that one sits down and kind of consider, should I do this? And I think one of the big thing is to really be honest with yourself, whether or not with your healthy diet and lifestyle, hey, what am I eating? What am I doing in order to keep myself healthy?
And how do you sort of set that initial goal by, determining how much weight you need to lose? Is BMI a good indicator, or do you recommend something else?
As physicians, most of us tend to use a BMI as a big indicator of weight and obesity. So it's used by a lot of physicians in order to kind of determine that sort of starting point. And the big thing is that because it is very easy to measure, we're taking account, your height and your weight, which we usually measure when a patient comes in, and it's typically pretty reliable in general too. So when we're discussing with patients, we tell them, of course, what the typical range is. So the normal weight is maybe between 18.5 to 24.9, and that's the typical normal BMI that's indicated. And then anything over 25, we consider overweight. And then, of course, it kind of increases in terms of the overweight once you hit 35, 40 as well. And as you go over the 25, we would just sit down and consider how we can best help you lose weight. And so, of course, it's not the best. It is reliable, but there's other things to consider as well, because especially for patients, for instance, that are very muscular, like bodybuilders, it may not be quite accurate. It can kind of overestimate it versus, for instance, in the elderly, it can underestimate that due to their loss of height. So other things that we can use to measure is like weight circumference, for instance. So it uses weight circumferences differences between male versus females, and that can also go into play as well.
There are so many fad diets out there. What are your thoughts on the keto diet?
Um, so the goal of any sort of diet that we would typically recommend for people would be any diet that would really reduce your total number of calories consumed. So diets that pretty much promote any sort of reduction in foods like processed meats, refined carbs, trans fat, high sodium, and those, of course, that increase your intake in fruits and vegetables. Those are the ones we're going to recommend. So the Q diet is a common one that's being used, and so a lot of my patients are currently telling me that they're on it. is a very common one. That one is a low carb diet with increased fat consumption to basically compensate for that low carb. And so it's very effective in terms of weight loss, especially in the short term. In terms of the long term, though, the concern is just, the consequences of having all that increase in fat intake. There are some studies that's being done right now that seems to show that it doesn't necessarily adversely affect your lipid levels, but long terms, we'll just kind of have to wait and see how that works out. But regardless of what diet someone chooses, key is just kind of adhering to that diet in the long term.
Okay, and is fasting, some form of intermittent fasting something that someone should consider when they're trying to lose weight?
So intermittent fasting is another approach to weight loss, and it does work. So there's different things you can, or different ways you can do it. So there's like alternate fasting where you do it like different days versus time restriction where you eat a lot of food, but then restrict yourself after a certain time of the day. And so there's good results with these types of diets. And there's studies that show that even improves in terms of like insulin sensitivity. The big thing for this diet specifically is, other comorbidities that patients might have. So if someone has diabetes, for instance, I definitely recommend speaking with your doctor before taking this specific approach.
Okay, and tell us about the role that exercise plays in weight loss.
So weight loss in general includes a very comprehensive change in your lifestyle. So that includes dietary changes, exercise and increase in activity level, and also just general like behavioral modifications as well. And that's going to be beneficial overall for weight loss and also maintaining that weight. So diet, of course, plays a very big role when it comes to weight loss, but exercise is also important as well, especially not in just in active weight loss when you're trying to actively lose it, but also to help prevent weight gain and maintain that healthy diet that you, or that healthy weight that you want. So typically we recommend about 150 minutes of exercise a week. But if you are someone who's just starting off, when you are typically at a low activity level, we recommend doing it slowly. So increasing maybe at 10-minute increments over time, or just any sort of activity modification is a good start too. So typically what I tell people is that little things you can do is just park further away from your destination. So if you're going to the grocery store, don't find the closest spot, maybe park a little further so you can get in those extra steps. Maybe take the stairs instead of the elevator if it's just a couple floors, or adding an extra 10-15 minutes of walking into your daily activities.
Thank you so much for sharing this valuable and obviously very timely information with us. If people want to get more involved with you, are you accepting new patients right now?
Yes, I am. I'm accepting new patients right now.
All right, excellent information again. Thank you so much. Next, we're talking Christmas and how you can be a blessing to an elderly adult this season. Stay with us.
Transform your bathtub into a walk-in shower with TubCut.
It's the greatest relief in the world, being able to feel safe in the bathroom again.
TubCut installs in 1 day, is 100% reversible, and has a lifetime factory warranty.
I had shopped around because money is an issue, and I found that the TubCut was the most affordable choice.
Get affordable, safe, and easy step-through access to your shower.
Call TubCut at 850-529-7601.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference. The Beacon at Gulf Breeze offers the finest senior living community in the area. We are here for your loved ones who need assisted living and advanced memory care services. seniors will feel right at home with studio, one-bedroom apartments, a large dining area, a beautiful landscape courtyard, and even a salon. With professional staff and one-on-one care, your loved ones are our top priority. Welcome to the Beacon at Gulf Breeze. Welcome home.
The holidays are not all merry and bright, especially for the most vulnerable among us. But many organizations like Home Instead, Council on Aging, Cat Country, Channel 3, we all work together in different ways to make the Christmas season all it should be for those who deserve it most. Let's hear more about how you can be a Santa to a senior with Stacy Rebella with Home Instead. Stacy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start big and then we'll zoom in. For those who don't know, what is Home Instead?
Okay, Home Instead, what we do is we provide care for seniors wherever they call home. So it can be in a traditional home, it can be in an ALF, it could even be in a hospital setting if we have to. But we do things like light housekeeping, laundry, errand shopping, just your normal activities of daily living. We also can do personal care. Even if we have to go into Alzheimer's and dementia care, we can do that as well.
Obviously, part of caring for seniors is caring for their emotional and their mental well-being. Christmas is a big time for that.
Yes.
You guys do so much to make sure that seniors feel some of that holiday cheer at the end of the year. Tell us about that.
Well, the way we look at it is, it could be their last Christmas. So, we want to be able to bring back maybe even if it's childhood memories, something to bring them some special cheer during this time of year. So, of course, Be a Santa to a Senior is how we do that.
Yeah.
For, lonely seniors, some that just, may be vulnerable or just might not be financially be able to have the things that they need for Christmas.
So what is Be a Santa to a Senior? What do you guys do exactly?
So have you heard of the Angel Tree for children? Okay, so it's basically the same thing, but we do it for seniors. So what we do is we try to partner with nonprofits like yourself, Council on Aging, and we try to get a wish list of the things that you might need. So anything, like the past couple of years, we've really been trying to focus more on gift cards because of, trying to reduce just, people handling items. But some of the things that come to mind that they need are like robes, slippers. Some people even just want some candy. Or, it just might be something that's just near and dear to them. Sometimes it's just a warm blanket.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of items that we ask for. And so what we do is we put those on Christmas trees. We do put Christmas trees around town. So we give people an opportunity to shop local. So whether it's at a Walmart or even if it's at, like this year, we've done things a little different. We've been able to put up a tree at the downtown YMCA.
That's right.
So then they can pick off a bulb from there. Our bulbs are paper, but it has the wish list on there.
Right.
But they can take it to wherever local store that they like to shop at and get the items and bring it back to the location where they picked the bulb from and put it into the box. So, we're, right now we're just open, just trying to make it as easy as possible for people to shop.
Sure.
So if they can't go to the local stations where we have the tree locations, they can shop online.
Okay.
So we do have a link on our website where they can go to our Amazon cart.
Okay.
And they can shop local on there. If they just aren't feeling like they don't know what to pick, they can just donate.
Okay.
And there would be a check allocated at the very end, and it would be delivered straight to Council on Aging.
Excellent. I know that I've delivered some of these Christmas gifts in past years, to the seniors at home. And I mean, it could be, it could be a blender. It could be something
or
like, something that you and I might not be too excited about.
Right.
But just the fact that they feel remembered, they feel valued, that's all they want. Tell us about why it's important to these homebound seniors, especially, to be remembered.
Well, I think a lot of times when they're homebound, they're usually living alone.
Yeah.
So in order for them to live at home, we have to keep them safe. So other items that we'll ask for are even a vacuum cleaner or a microwave. So if they're a Meals on Wheels and they need to heat up their food, they've got a microwave now that they can use to heat up their food, which is essential to living, at home and staying healthy and being alone. But the vacuum cleaner, I mean, you would never think to buy
Right.
someone a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
I mean,
You'd be insulted, right?
I don't
You
want
think,
one.
what is my house dirty?
yeah. But to them, it's a big deal because it keeps their house clean. And, you know, when your house clean, you just feel better. So, you know, not only is this about giving back and making sure that they're being thought about and feeling loved, but it's also about their mental health as well at home.
Because that isolation piece is so big, especially during COVID,
Yes.
especially if you're living alone. That's just compounded during the holidays. You know, you see all these, you know, movies and TV shows of families gathered together and having a good time, and they're there by themselves.
Yes, and so this is a way for them to feel like that they're being thought about, that they're not being forgotten,
Right.
in other words. But, you know, I think a lot of it comes back to also the community giving back.
Sure.
So, you know, we think about, you know, a lot of people are figuring out ways how to, you know, get us back on track and,
Right.
and pulling us back together. This is a way to do it.
Absolutely.
So thinking about the seniors, this could be their last Christmas. And then also just making them feel like that, you know, we're thinking about them.
Yeah, yeah, it's such a beautiful sentiment. I love that you guys
Yep.
do this. One more time, we have just about a minute left, but remind people how they can be involved, how they can contribute.
So maybe the easiest way is that they can go online. They can go to beasanta2asenior.com. And then they can type in their zip code. Their zip code will take them directly to our local website.
Okay.
And then there will be two places on there. It will say shop local or it will say shop online.
Okay.
So if they click on the shop local, it will list all the tree locations. So the tree locations we have this year are Sam's Club, Gulf Breeze Walmart, downtown YMCA. We have Dr. Gotthealth's office.
Right.
And then we also have the Gulf Breeze, Methodist Church downtown.
That's right.
Yes. And so actually they kind of piloted a tree for us last year and it was very, very successful. So we've got a tree there again this year. And of course they can shop online.
Yeah.
They can just click on the Amazon cart and see what they want to pick out and it will actually be delivered straight to AAA, which is Area Agency on Aging.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
So that's how we've kind of divided and conquered. So Council on Aging will be getting the gift cards
Yeah.
and AAA will be getting the actual tangible items.
Love that. Stacy, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you so much for all Home Instead does. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me out here.
Absolutely. Stay with us because we're talking about assisted living care and what that looks like next.
Since 1989, TLC Caregivers has been providing the special help people need to stay independent in their own homes. TLC is an employer of choice in the home care market. Our employees are screened with level 2 background screens, drug-free, and have caregiving experience. If you have time, enjoy people, and are interested in joining us, go to tlccaregivers.com to learn more about becoming a TLC caregiver or visit us in Cordova Square.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program and welcome home.
When cancer tries to take you away from the things that matter most, Baptist Cancer Institute offers caring physicians and the most innovative treatment options. With convenient locations and a wide array of support programs and services, we're here to help you during the most difficult of times. As a member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, we're bringing even more innovative cancer care to our community right here at home. When you need cancer care, we'll be there.
Sooner or later, we all will need help. Some of that help can be done in-home, which is what Council on Aging specializes in. Other times, however, a senior simply needs or would want more or would benefit from round-the-clock supervised care. But those institutions have come a long way from the cold, clinical spaces of decades ago. One great example is the Beacon in Gulf Breeze, and here joining us from the Beacon is Becky and Carolyn. Thank you both so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Becky, let's start with you. For those who have never heard of it, what is the Beacon?
We are assisted living and memory care community. We provide care in a locked unit if need be for people with dementia, regardless of what kind of dementia it is. And we have specialized staff that work in that part of our community.
Okay.
And then the assisted living side is where Carolyn lives, and it's just a new home for them when they've decided that they need, like you said, more care.
Sure. Tell us a little bit more about the various components and service differences between those two, the assisted living and then the memory care.
Okay. Basically, it's the same, we can provide the same kind of care in terms of medical.
Gotcha.
So if you're in assisted living and you need even to end-of-life care, we can provide that in assisted living.
Okay.
The dementia unit is more for people who have severe dementia, and they don't work and play well with others.
Okay, fair enough.
A little different issues than a senior with assisted living needs.
Okay. I'm sure the question comes up whenever someone is exploring this option, how do you pay for it, right? Tell us about long-term care insurance options. Do you take Medicaid? What does private pay look like? That sort of thing.
Okay. And yes, we get lots of questions about all of that. A lot of people think that Medicare pays for care in assisted living, and it does not.
Right.
But we do accept Medicaid.
Good.
We have 7 units out of 107 units.
Okay.
And those units are available for Medicaid.
Good.
We do take, long-term care insurance is not paid directly to us.
Right.
It's going to be paid to the family or the individual, and then they're paying us for their monthly rent and sometimes a level of care.
Gotcha. And you have private pay options as well?
Yes.
At the Beacon? Excellent.
Yes.
Carolyn, I'd like to turn to you now. Just given your personal experience, what are some signs maybe that someone might be ready for a senior living facility?
Well, when you lose your mate and
Sure.
you go someplace else, you don't want to stay in the house by yourself. And with me, I came from Reno to Pensacola because I lost my mate and I didn't want to stay by myself. So I thought when I came, I was going to go and buy a house or either go in a condo.
Right.
And that didn't work. I didn't like that. So my son and daughter-in-law live here and live around the corner from the Beacon. And he can walk and see me. So Beacon was the place for me to go. And I've been there 3 years, and they have been very good to us.
Good.
Very good to us. And I have no complaints, so I stayed.
Good, good. Well, it is a beautiful campus.
Yeah,
I see
right.
you've brought here an activity calendar.
Correct.
Talk about some of the amenities. Talk about what just a typical day looks like for a resident.
Well, they just do so much for us. The calendar, we're busy all day. We can busy.
I see that. Busier than I am
we can
here.
be
I have
busy
a
all
job.
day, right?
Yeah.
We have a good activities director. She's perfect, and she has all these little things. She's got a horse and carriage coming for us, take us around in the park. She has cocktail parties at 3:30 or 4. You have gathering all the residents, and they come and have a good time. She will do shopping for us. She goes to Walmart and shops for us if we need anything. It's a special day. She takes us on bus rides. We've been to the gambling casino on the bus. We'd go all over the place. But of course, we were confined during the crisis. Yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're getting back to normal and being able to do things.
Good.
So it's very nice.
Good to hear, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Speaking of COVID and post-COVID, Becky, what are visitation rules right now for friends and family? Is that pretty much wide open, or is
Wide open.
Is it excellent? So what are the rules? Can let's say my father were at the Beacon. Could I visit him at any time? Are there visitation hours? What does that look like?
Yeah, come right in anytime.
Really?
My
Just
son comes
stroll
on.
on?
He walks over.
Good.
He brings the dog.
Good. Good. That's important.
Watches the football games with me.
Yeah.
So I do that, and it's nice. They come in. He doesn't have to go home at any time. He can get in any time.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
So that's nice.
I know it was so restrictive during COVID.
Yes,
it took a mental toll, emotional toll, certainly.
We recommend people wear masks when they come in, just because we don't know all of the people that they have come in
Right,
contact with,
right.
but our residents don't.
No, we don't.
Our staff does,
Sure.
but our residents don't. And they fill out a little, I think it's maybe 6 questionnaire kind
Yeah,
of thing
sort
when
of
they
a
come
screening
in,
thing.
visitors do. But anytime, day or night, they're
Good,
welcome.
good. We have just about a minute left, Becky, but I'm curious if you could walk our audience through sort of the enrollment process. How does one start at the Beacon?
Okay. All people who move into our community and any assisted living community, we require a physician's order.
Okay.
And it's a form that we can either fax over to the doctor's office or we can give to them, and when they go for their appointment, they can have it completed and returned to us. Other than that, they're going to sign a contract, and it's a month-to-month contract.
Okay, that's good.
So if you don't like it, you get there, you don't like it, you've got 30 days, and then
Good.
you can move out. But
Well
as you
said.
can see, they're not going to move out.
Right.
We've got nursing staff 24/7, and the nurses will come and welcome them as well as the other department heads.
Okay, awesome. Well, like I said, it's a beautiful campus. I love what you guys do out there.
Thank
you
you.
both so much for coming on
Thank
today.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And until next time, enjoy life. You've earned it.